Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Unions have launched a scathing attack on the Corrections Minister, claiming she's misled the public over prison assaults over the Christmas and New Year period. The government today clarified there were 11 incidents over the holidays, despite saying yesterday there were no series of assaults.
The holiday season in Risdon Prison hasn't seen a break from tension, according to workers.
We have permanent lockdowns. We haven't had a day yet that I can remember where we haven't had a full or partial lockdown due to staff shortages.
Revelations today from the government. There were 11 incidents at the prison over the Christmas New Year period. One of those incidents, an assault against a worker, claimed to be so serious they were taken to hospital and had a week off. Justice Minister Elise Archer has labelled incidents disappointing, but says they're not to be unexpected and are dealt with professionally and appropriately.
The inmates are locked in their cells for 24, 48 hours. They're not coming out, they're not getting the support they need so that they can rehabilitate and go back out into the community.
But a separate political battle has erupted over the minister's response. In a statement yesterday saying there's been no series of assaults over the holiday period. The government today clarifying there has been no series of serious assaults over the time, confirming there was one reported assault against a staff member and 10 incidents between inmates.
And for the Minister to deny that it was a serious assault and to split hairs about a definition about whether an assault is serious or not just shows how little she cares for the staff under her control.
A war of words further inflaming tensions over Risdon Prison. Louise Hedger, 7 Tasmania News.
And the impacts of the international incident are expected to flow through here in Tasmania, with our state's peak motoring body fearing the tensions could result in a spike in petrol prices, although the full impact is yet to be seen.
It's really a wait-and-see environment at the moment. If conflict escalates, we would expect to see prices go up. At the moment, we're not seeing that happen, but it is a day-by-day proposition at this point in time.
The RACT says Tasmania already has the second highest petrol prices in the country. Police are investigating a series of vandalism attacks on small businesses across Hobart's eastern shore. Vegan activists targeted shops selling meat products, causing thousands of dollars worth of damage and leaving business owners frustrated.
Security cameras capture a mass vandalism operation on Hobart's eastern shore. The message left by vegan activists, including this big statement on a local butcher.
So we got to work, we found the shutters that roll down on the front of the shop were painted with "Meat is Murder." Every wall/window pretty much was defaced in one way or another.
The anti-meat graffiti was plastered on the front of several shops on the weekend, including at Risdon Vale, Gilston Bay and Bellreeve. Some marks directing people to watch a YouTube documentary on the commercial animal industry.
All over our windows was plastered with "They lying to our children" and Dominion YouTube video, and just pointless graffiti on the windows.
Business owners left to clean up the mess, saying the disruption to their trade has been disappointing.
I've got friends who are vegan and they wouldn't go out of their way to destroy other people's property. If they want to be vegan, that's fine, that's up to them, but don't force their beliefs and opinions on other people.
We have no problems with veganism. Vegetarians, we sell vegetarian products and vegan products. We cater for everyone, we don't discriminate, but unfortunately these people don't see eye to eye.
Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
It may have been good beach weather in parts of Tasmania, but there's a warning for swimmers this evening. Our reporter Ruby Kamain joins us live from Kingston Beach. Good evening, Ruby. What's happening down there?
Joe, just over an hour ago, a shark was sighted in the water here at Kingston Beach. As you can see behind me, the area is still busy with beachgoers as it's quite a popular swimming spot. Enjoyed even more so with today's hot weather. Police say a diver reported the sighting of a large white shark about 4 metres from shore shortly before 4:45. Despite the warning, there have still been plenty of people enjoying the water late today, but we did see some officers out patrolling the area just before we went to air. We don't have any confirmation on the type of shark spotted here, But Joe, the sighting is something to consider for those thinking about taking a dip this evening out in the Derwent.
You would certainly think so. Thank you very much for that report. Ruby Kumain joining us there. Tasmanians might be enjoying the warmer weather, but startling new data has shed a light on just how hot and dry our state has become. Experts have revealed 2019 brought in record-breaking weather events, and it's our farmers who are feeling the heat.
A packed gorge as Tasmanians dive into a hot summer.
It's really sunny and really warm in the water as well.
Sometimes it's beautiful and sometimes it's cold, and today's one of those good days.
Water's actually warmer than what it has been for the past couple of days. It's really enjoyable.
But while we enjoy the warmer summer weather, it could be a concerning trend. The Bureau of Meteorology releasing its 2019 summary today, revealing Tasmanians' overall mean temperature was almost half a degree above average. It might not sound like much, but some, including our farmers, are already feeling the effects.
It does have a very real impact on farmers. They're having to look at what they've done in the past, whether that is sustainable into the future. And I think the short answer to that has been no, it's not, and we'll need to change how we do things.
Hobart's mean maximum temperature was the highest on record, and it was the second driest year ever. And across Australia, it was both the warmest and the driest year on record. Experts say for those battling devastating fires, it's not good news.
We're not looking at widespread above average rainfall at this stage, and that's really what we need to put the fires out fairly quickly. So it is going to be a campaign in terms of the fires.
We only really received about 60% of the typical annual rainfall for Australia. It was about 11% below the previous low record, which was during the Federation drought way back in 1902.
All shaping up to be a long summer ahead. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
A grass fire came within just metres of homes in Roche this morning. Crews scrambled to a paddock alongside Reservoir Road just after 11. Luckily, they made short work of the 2-hectare blaze. It's believed the fire was sparked by a tractor working in the field. Meanwhile, the state's government has announced extra support for people hit hard by the Fingal Valley fire. Grants of up to $9,400 will be available to those whose homes have been destroyed or damaged by flames. The assistance is designed for low-income households with little or no insurance. Tasmania Police is investigating a deliberately lit fire which occurred at a Rokeby property overnight. Crews were called to the vacant house on Annabelle Street just after midnight. On arrival, they found it fully alight.
Crews from Clarence responded, as did volunteer crews from Rokeby, and quickly brought the fire under control within about half an hour.
To the firebugs out there, I would say please consider the consequences of your actions, and there are significant penalties as well as consequences for their actions.
The damage bill is estimated at around $100,000. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. A New South Wales woman remains in a critical but stable condition in a Melbourne hospital after she was struck by a police car in Launceston on Monday. The crash, involving another vehicle at a city intersection, claimed the life of her husband. Police are still investigating the circumstances of the tragedy. Preparations are ramping up for Launceston's premier annual arts and music festival, FOMA. Artists today rehearsing for one of the biggest performances, an oversized puppet play, which is promising to get all ages on their feet.
Meet King Ubu and his wife Ma Ubu, the 10-foot-tall rulers hatching an evil plan on our doorstep.
The Ubus behind us are cast as invaders from the mainland who want to come and buy the entire northern part of Tasmania, starting with Launceston.
Their road to Tasmanian domination will begin on stage at the iconic Cataract Gorge.
The set has already been started to be constructed, and the way it sits in the gorge is so beautiful to put this palace.
An all-Tassie cast will be thrust into the spotlight to reinterpret the 19th century play. Expect a singing and dancing extravaganza for all ages.
The band that's playing the King Ubu house band is called the Toilet Brushes.
but we also use toilet plungers as one of our iconic symbols.
It's really like a play and a concert.
From the weird and wacky to completely warped, artist Josh Foley painting an entire room of the Queen Victoria Art Gallery top to bottom over 10 weeks. The exhibition will open next week, with the space also set to become the backdrop for an interactive performance from Foley's musical alter ego at FOMA.
There will be opportunities for people to come in and interact and potentially record some sounds to be used in the performance.
The festival kicks off this weekend. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmanian News.
More of the rich and tragic history of Tasmanian convicts is being unearthed in a new dramatised tour on a heritage-listed site in Hobart. Debuted today, The Proud and Punished features one actor performing the tales and hardships of 6 prominent figures within the stone walls of the Cascades Female Factory.
Take away a sense of these women's memory still being alive, still being relevant, still having something to say and still mattering in today's society, even though it was close to 200 years ago.
The 45-minute tour runs every day except Saturday. The mystical sound of folk music is set to echo through the Huon Valley this weekend for the 38th annual festival in Cygnet. Musicians today fine-tuning their performances before hitting the stage at various venues across the town from tomorrow, with a chance for anyone to have their moment in the spotlight.
They have fun, they get up and dance, they enjoy the music, but it's a very inclusive festival. We run masterclasses and workshops over the 3 days so people can join in and play their own music and be part of it.
The Cygnet Folk Festival is expected to attract around 6,000 people.
Aussie duo Liz Cabrera and Astra Sharma will be the wildcard entrants for the Hobart International. The 4th highest ranked Aussie woman in world tennis, Sharma says she's hoping for a lot of court time heading into the Australian Open. The Western Australian was joined by 2015 runner-up Madison Brengle at the Gilston Bay Tennis Club this afternoon.
Looking forward to getting a lot of match play, hopefully, and yeah, obviously to go into Oz Open with a bunch of matches under my belt.
It's a cool event. Like, I feel like all the courts, they've got like good viewing for the spectators, and I just really like being in Hobart. It's a cute city.
4 players in the world's top 40 are taking part in the tournament, which begins with qualifying on the weekend. Tasmania's women's cricket team has had another win in the domestic one-day competition. The Tigers chased down the SA Scorpions total of 242 with 6 balls to spare. Corinne Hall was player of the match, top scoring with 68. Samantha Bates took 2 for 42. Tasmania's next match is against Victoria later this month.
Good evening, Ouse, Campania and Bushy Park, our warmest today with 32 degrees, Hobart 31, Launceston 28, Burnie and Devonport 22. Strawn and Friendly Beaches 25 today, Flinders Island 24, King Island and St Helens 23, Lyawini 22 and Lowhead reached 21. There were areas of low cloud over the northwest and southwest with high cirrus cloud moving over from the southwest as well. Now the cloud band over Western Australia is the remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Blake. It actually pushes down to our south. The whole north of Australia has monsoonal activity. Tomorrow, a cold front just west of Tasmania touches Western Victoria as well. A trio of tropical lows over northern WA in the top end. The winds north-northeasterly, tending more westerly at 20 to 30 knots late morning and possibly reaching 35 to 40 knots at times over southern waters. So we do have a gale warning from St Helens Point to Sandy Cape, a strong wind warning for remaining coastal waters. So the wind's picking up tomorrow. Hobart expecting a chance of an afternoon shower or two and 29 degrees, 30 the top for Huonville with light rain, same for Campania, but 31 the maximum. Launceston 27 with rain developing, 22 the top for Devonport, Georgetown a windy afternoon and 24 degrees. Burnie a high of 22 with rain periods, rain and wind for Strawn, 29 the high and 23 for Wynyard, and for St Helens tomorrow expecting 29 degrees, just light rain developing, Swansea 30 and 27 for Port Arthur. UV high on the chart and an extreme 12, best get a hat for protection, a wide brimmed hat. On Saturday, fine and mostly sunny apart from a shower over west and central plateau areas. On Sunday, fine and partly cloudy with west to southwest winds, and partly cloudy on Monday and mostly fine apart from a shower over the west in the evening. Sunny in Perth tomorrow, rain for Adelaide, rain later for Melbourne, another hot day for Canberra, 40 degrees. Sunny in Brisbane, a windy rainy day in Darwin. Still warm in Hobart, 27 at the moment, 24 in Launceston, 20 degrees in Devonport. Some big news, Joe. The Sesame Street Circus Spectacular is here in Tasmania. The first show in Hobart today, heading to Launceston and Somerset in February. All your favourites, Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Elmo and Ernie and Bird, all up to their tricks with plenty of fun. And a little known fact, I found out today from the Sesame Street gang that you were the inspiration for Oscar the Grouch.
All right, thank you, Murph. That's all from the team for now. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.